At least 8 people were killed and scores injured when a crowd surged toward a stage at a Houston music festival on Friday night, squeezing audience members who had nowhere to escape, officials said. About 50,000 people were at the sold-out outdoor Astroworld Festival at NRG Park, the stadium complex where the Astrodome and the NRG Stadium stand, when the incident began just after 9 p.m. CT, officials said. Video from the event showed the performer on stage, rapper and event organizer Travis Scott, pause and look on in confusion as an ambulance with flashing lights moved into the densely packed crowd. People there described being increasingly squeezed as Scott's performance approached, and then feeling crushed and seeing others pass out and scream in terror when the performance began. The crowd was squishing me so much that I felt like I couldn't breathe, Emily Munguia, 22, told WN. I started screaming for help. I felt so scared, like I was going to die. The amount of people I saw get hurt, passed out, bleeding, crying is crazy, Munguia said. When Scott came on stage, everything started to happen, audience member Anita Amper said. People just went berserk. I realized that people were dying, Amper, 22, told WN. The crowd for whatever reason began to push and surge towards the front of the stage, which caused the people in the front to be compressed, Houston Fire Chief Sam Pina told WN Saturday morning. People began to fall out, become unconscious, Pina said at a news conference. Another woman in the crowd, Madeline Eskins, ultimately passed out and was apparently crowd-surfed to safety, she wrote in an Instagram post. As a timer on a screen counted down 30 minutes to Scott's performance, people compressed up against each other and were pushing forward and backward, and it got progressively worse, Eskins told WN Saturday. I was having constant pressure on my chest, constant pressure on my back. From the side, I was being squeezed, she said. Right when he started performing his first song, I looked at my boyfriend and said, "We have to get out of here." He said, we can't, Eskins recalled. And I just remember looking up and passing out, and then going in and out of consciousness, she said. She remembers being pulled over a fence, and ultimately waking up for good in a chair, she said. The deadly surge came hours after at least one person was injured when people rushed through a VIP entrance to the event in the afternoon. And it came 2 years after 3 people were trampled and injured at the same festival as many rushed to enter in 2019. Friday's horror brought an early end to what was supposed to be a 2-day event, as Saturday's portion was cancelled. Astroworld was in its 3rd iteration, having been launched by native Houstonian Scott in 2018 at the park, which used to be the site of the Six Flags Astroworld. More than 300 people treated at field hospital. More than 300 people were treated at a field hospital set up near the festival Friday, Pina said. 23 people were taken to hospitals, and 8 of them died, Pina said. One patient is 10 years old, and at last check was in critical condition. Some of the patients were in cardiac arrest as they were taken to hospitals, Pina said. Further details about the injuries weren't immediately available. The causes of death will be determined by a medical examiner, he said. The cause of the surge was not immediately clear and will be part of an investigation, Pina said. In a statement on Twitter Saturday morning, festival organizers said, "Our hearts are with the Astroworld Festival family tonight, especially those we lost and their loved ones, and that they are focused on supporting local officials however we can." Scott separately said he is absolutely devastated by what took place last night in a statement posted to Twitter. "My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at Astroworld Festival," Scott's statement reads. "Houston PD has my total support as they continue to look into the tragic loss of life," it continues. "I am committed to working together with the Houston community to heal and support the families in need. Thank you to Houston PD, Fire Department, and NRG Park for their immediate response and support." Crowd members attempt CPR on the injured. People who attended Friday's concert shared on social media the chaos that ensued after the deadly nighttime surge. Medical personnel were so overwhelmed with the injuries that some audience members attempted to administer CPR. Amper, one of the crowd members, said she saw a girl lying on the floor near me, and we had random people doing CPR on this girl. More than 20 minutes passed, she said, before actual medical assistance came. Houston police and event security staff stopped the concert as soon as the situation got to the point where it was overwhelming the resources there, but by then the damage had been done, Pina, the fire chief, said. Scott stopped the show at least 3 times to ask for help for stricken concertgoers. Everyone just started pushing to the front. The crowd got increasingly packed over a long period, Johnson said, who added, eventually you just feel like there's a weighted blanket on you. Rodriguez said he was about 50 feet from the stage when everyone just started pushing to the front. It was so hard to breathe up there. You just have to wait until it pushes back, because if the crowd, gets pushed forward, it's likely going to get pushed back, Rodriguez said. When you get pushed back, people always fall over, he said. Amper, one of the other concertgoers, said she's been to the 2 previous Astroworld events, and that it's not unusual for a crowd to rage when Scott appears. Everyone pushes everyone, she said. Investigators will review video of the scene and look at how the venue was laid out and whether it had enough exit points, Pina said. The investigation will explore what caused 1. the issue of the crowd surge, and 2. what prevented people from being able to escape that situation, Pina said. Houston's Emergency Management Office established a hotline for people who haven't been able to contact those known to have attended the concert.